Hello there gamers. In today's video I'm going to be talking about a former developer of Halo, company called Bungie. They made Halo for years, but another company ended up buying up the rights to Halo, 343 Industries. They are still running the Halo franchise, but Bungie, they went off to do the Destiny games, and he just came out with a new game there last week. It's a looter shooter extraction game. It's a PlayStation exclusive as of right now, but apparently from what I heard, Marathon isn't doing too well. When it came out last week, the first 2-3 days they had 3.5 million concurrent players. Now it's been reported today that they're down to 11,000, and they might end up shutting the company down next week, I do believe. So they're not doing too hot. But in saying that, Xbox came out and made a statement about Sony and how they bought Bungie, and Xbox never thought that within 25 years and them having Xbox brand that Bungie's name is going to show up on PlayStation Studios games. But yeah, they came out with a statement today. It's a reliable source named Games Radar. They're a huge outlet. I believe they got a YouTube channel too. But it says here, Xbox exclusive who bought Bungie into Microsoft Studio says it's weird to see how Sony owned the creators of Halo. It was so weird to launch Marathon and see a PlayStation logo. Yeah, like I said earlier, it is pretty weird, because Xbox owned them for years, but then PlayStation ended up buying them out. If you would have told me, oh, Bungie will be part of Sony, 25 years ago, I'd be like, what? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so they couldn't believe it when Sony ended up buying the company. I believe they bought them for 30 million or 300 million, I do believe. Sony's acquisition of Bungie in 2002 was one of the most surreal transactions to take place in the games industry in recent years. Yeah, when I seen the report, I believe IGN, there's they got their own separate divisions, like podcasts. Like they got Nintendo everything, or Nintendo something, I can't remember. I don't watch much IGN anymore. And you got Podcast Unlocked, which is the Xbox One, and PlayStation Beyond. That's the PlayStation podcast. And the irony of PlayStation buying the company that created the de facto mascot of Xbox isn't lost on former Xbox exclusive Ed Fries, who led Microsoft's acquisition of Bungie 26 years ago. Yeah, because Microsoft came out with a new home console called the Xbox back in 2001, and they revealed it at E3, this gaming convention they used to have years ago. They cancelled the convention back in 2019 when COVID hit, because with that, a lot of people had to stay in. They couldn't leave the house. Fries, who was VP of Game Publishing at Microsoft during the original Xbox launch, appeared on a recent episode of the Expansion Pass and shares his extremely unique perspective on what it's like playing Marathon, a first-party PlayStation game developed by Bungie on his Xbox. Yeah, it's first-party PlayStation, so it must be an exclusive, because I haven't seen it on Microsoft. There was a lot of marketing and advertising for PlayStation. They bought the rights to it. Bungie, and I'm having so much fun in Marathon, by the way. Bungie, the premier team, when I left, I couldn't imagine that they have a fight with the guy who took over from me after I left says Frost, seemingly referring to Xbox leadership. Alleged pressure campaign to force Bungie to release Halo 2 before it was ready. Something Fry was vocally against. They ended up leaving, and then they, had funding from NetEase for a while and ultimately got bought by Sony. Yeah, Sony bought them back in 2002. I believe it. There's short bit of news there. See if there was anything else. A couple of articles underneath here. It says Marathon lead shuts down claims that nobody who worked on Halo was involved in Bungie's latest FPS. Okay. This yeah, I don't believe that. That's weird. And there's another one here. Marathon is a 90s futuristic. It's very futuristic according to Bungie lead, who says the shooter was deeply inspired by walled PlayStation ads. Sony's very confident in Marathon after playtests revealed not good points that have since been changed. Right here underneath, he says, to me it was so weird to launch Marathon and see PlayStation logo come up even though I'm playing on my Xbox. Fries was instrumental to Xbox buying Bungie back in 2000. So they bought it in 2000. So they were around longer than that. I didn't know that. And he retaliates this by saying he made the initial call and left the acquisition, adding that he never would have believed Bungie's trajectory if you explained to him way back then. If you would have told me, oh, Bungie will be part of Sony, 25 years ago, I'd be like, what? No, I didn't think so. I'd be real if you told me in 2015 that 99% of what's happening in the world today would eventually happen. I would believe almost none of it. And that definitely includes the people who made Halo working for PlayStation. Yeah, that's a bit weird. All of the other stuff is a little too depressing to talk about here. I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the gaming news about Bungie and the history had with Halo, and now that they got a new game coming out called Marathon, and they're under PlayStation's umbrella. But yeah, it's weird times in the gaming industry. But yeah, guys, if you like this kind of content, please do me a huge favor, like the video, helps the channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next one.